What's up, guys? It's your Double X Prince here to give you my review of WWE's Hell in a Cell. I was gonna wait for King of Pro Wrestling and possibly get a chance to review that because it's actually in a couple hours in their time. But there's a lot of shit to talk about. With only two matches, there's only a little bit to talk about. And a couple negatives because this show was weird. Like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And on one hand, you have two of the best matches that WWE has given us this year, and then a bunch of filler and a couple of decent little matches here in between. Even the pre-show was actually not that bad. The Hype Bros had a pretty good match with Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. I was actually surprised how good that match was. I didn't expect that out of the fucking Hype Bros. And even Mojo Rawley proved that, he's alright, but, I still don't like the guy. I still think Zack Ryder could be his own man. And I think there's still setting up a feud between Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder down the road. So, who the hell knows what's going to go here. Anyways, we move on to the main show. And we already have the best match of the night. Usos beating the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships inside a Hell in a Cell. This was an incredible match. What a match this was. At first, I thought it was kind of silly because Xavier Woods comes with like a colorful kendo stick. But then I thought about it. I'm like, that's the New Day. That's their version of, how they take shit seriously. So it was pretty cool. I feel bad that Kofi wasn't a part of this match. I could tell he wanted to be a part of this, but he tried, being on the side, just kind of talking. I thought this was gonna lead to Kofi Kingston somehow breaking in the cell and helping the New Day win and possibly do a double turn. Actually, that's kind of a bad idea. I like a New Day heel would work. Usos face turn would not. Especially with the run that they have right now. And this was just good. I mean, they bring back like a lot of great moments. There's a part where they all jump from the cell to the sides to the corners. There's a part where they actually tie up one of the Usos with a bunch of kendo sticks and start like torturing him. They handcuff Xavier Woods and they're torturing him with kendo sticks. At the end of the match, Xavier Woods is fighting with no hands. He's just like doing like his hands are cuffed, so he's just smacking motherfuckers back and forth, which was good. And then at the end of the day, you thought Big E stood out in this match. Sorry, I was thinking of something. Anyways, this match, freaking Big E showed that he could do some good shit on his own. Like, he could have his own little run, and it pretty much proved it here. Like, he even teased like the 5 count, which was great back from his NXT days. So, the New Day, they might not last forever. So, out of all the guys, personally, I think Kofi Kingston's probably the one with like the least momentum if they do split up. I mean, he had a pretty decent run besides what's it called, with Randy Orton, and he was IC and US champion before, so who knows what they will do with Kofi Kingston. But Xavier Woods has charisma and he's improved a lot in the ring, and Big E was the big stand-up for me in this match. But eventually the Usos win because it's all about the Uso penitentiary biatch. And they win, and they had the best match of the night. I thought this was the best match of the night. Honestly, the best match these guys have ever had, by far. So kudos for all 4 men. 5 if you want to count Kofi Kingston, because he even was fun, entertaining outside of the cell. So that was cool. Then we had Randy Orton versus Rusev. I'm like, At first, it looked like Rusev had potential of winning, but when he reversed one of Randy Orton's moves to do the camel clutch, but eventually freaking Randy Orton pulls out an RKO from out of nowhere and beats Rusev great. That was a disappointment. It was whatever. I'm not gonna go back and watch this. Now, originally we had AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin for the United States Championship, but earlier today, I guess they decided to make it a triple threat match between Ty Dillinger, AJ Styles, and Baron Corbin, which I think was the right call. Personally, right now this feud has been shit, and it made no sense for Ty Dillinger to not be in this match, so they put him in there. and they had a really solid triple threat match. I thought it was one of the better matches of the night, and I really enjoyed it. Go back and watch it if you haven't already. It's a really, really enjoyable triple threat match. And Baron Corbin wins. Finally, Baron Corbin wins a match. Finally, the right person goes over, because Baron Corbin desperately needed a victory somehow, some way, shape, or form. After getting completely humiliated at SummerSlam, he needed this. So I think it's the right call. And plus, maybe AJ Styles could move on to the world title picture somehow down the road. I don't know. It's just wishful thinking, and you'll see what I mean. Next match of the show, we had Charlotte versus Natalya for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I thought this was going to go off really well. It actually had potential of being one of the better matches of the night. And then something serious happened in this match. Charlotte got injured. I don't know if it's for real or it was a work or it's part of the story, but I don't know. It looked serious, so it shows that Charlotte knows how to sell. But then eventually Natalya gets disqualified, beats the shit out of Charlotte's leg with a chair, showing like her dark side. So that made sense for her character, and it gave Natalya some reason to hate her. So I thought that was great. Aside from that, this match was whatever. I'm not gonna go back and watch it. It's kind of not that memorable from what I remembered. Next match, we had Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. Let's face it, guys. Shinsuke Nakamura is not going to be WWE Champion this year. He will eventually. Not this year. The way they're like having a boner for Jinder Mahal, and I know that they have this Indian tour coming up, and they want to promote Jinder Mahal for that. Honestly, if the Indian tour doesn't sell out, fuck Jinder Mahal. Just get that belt off of him. And I don't hate Jinder Mahal. He's actually a nice dude. I've seen him in interviews. I've seen him in podcasts. He's a really cool dude. Like, I would actually hang out with Jinder Mahal. But damn, he's failing as a WWE champion. And here's the problem: they pushed him way too fast. People are comparing him to JBL, but here's the difference: JBL had charisma. He was tough. And he was a wrestling god, as he called himself. And I don't know, what's Jinder Mahal's character? I mean, I know that he's supposed to be Indian, but in reality he's Canadian. And, all this shenanigans about how he hates America, which is really dumb. They're just not doing the right things with him. I mean, think about this. Let's look at this entire year. Let's look at all the WWE champions we got this year. AJ Styles started the year as WWE champion. Then he lost it to John Cena, which the Elimination Chamber happened. He lost it to Bray Wyatt. Randy Orton beats Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. And then we go to Jinder Mahal. That sounds so weird. Like, you have four of the biggest names. Four guys have been developed for years before, they went. And then they just picked some random jobber and shit. Granted, they didn't have anyone to work with. Originally, this was supposed to be Rusev's year, but I guess not. So, yeah, I feel bad for Rusev, now seeing where he is now. But now Jinder Mahal is just boring the shit out of us. It's just not fun, and he sucks. Not saying that Shinsuke Nakamura will do any better, because as much as I love Shinsuke Nakamura, he's one of the best talents we got today. He's lagging on promos. He really is. And the more we see of him, like his entrance, the less appealing he gets. The reason why he worked in NXT is because we didn't see him all the time. And I hate saying this, but it's true. I hate saying all this negativity about Shinsuke Nakamura, because he is, in fact, my favorite talent working today. One of my favorites. And, shoot, I just wish that he won the belt. He slowly makes it more intriguing. And then eventually we had a AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania. That's not going to happen. Hopefully it does. Hopefully Road Dogg gets his head out of his ass, tells Vince McMahon, listen, they want this. This could be the best match of the night, maybe even the best match of the year. Let's do this. Come on, Vince. We got to do this for the fans. But I guess not. That's not going to happen, which sucks. I'm just waiting for Jinder Mahal to lose that belt. He's not doing shit with it. He's not having good matches. He's boring the shit out of people. The SmackDown's arenas are getting empty. Everything about this is just failing for freaking the champion. I mean, fuck, he wasn't even in the main event. Hell, I forgot this match was gonna happen. That's how irrelevant the WWE Championship became. I mean, it got to the point that I'd rather win the US belt than the WWE Championship. It's just sad. I mean, and it's not the fault of Jinder Mahal. It's just the fault of the writing and the way this thing is working out, and politics in the wrestling world. It's just, honestly, people are saying that 2017 is the worst year for WWE, and majority has to do with Jinder Mahal. Yeah, it is kind of his thing. I mean, because everybody else is trying to bust their ass off. I mean, shit. Fuck, how did we have two of the shittiest world champions? I mean, Brock Lesnar is hardly here, and Jinder Mahal, we're waiting for him to leave. It sucks. Anyways, I've talked too much about this. Let's just move on. Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler. I like the Dolph Ziggler entrance. It's kind of like R-Truth when he stopped doing the what's up and turned heel. He just came out with no music or anything, which was brilliant. And it made sense. And then we had this match. It was actually going not that bad. Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, it looked like if they had a better story and better timing, they could have actually had a great match. The thing with this is the reason why this is not working is that Bobby Roode is playing the baby face and Dolph Ziggler is playing the heel. It doesn't look right for some reason. And trust me, I've seen Bobby Roode play a baby face back in TNA, and it's not that bad. However, the way this character works in Bobby Roode, it just has to be a heel. It just doesn't work. It's kind of reminding me of when The Miz turned babyface. This is what Bobby Roode reminded me of. When The Miz turned babyface and he just became annoying, stupid, and just goofy, and it didn't work. I mean, Bobby Roode is a natural heel, and if once WWE realizes it, they should go all the way with Bobby Roode, because Bobby Roode is definitely a guy that I could see WWE pushing. Because think about it, Vince hates all these flippy moves and all this shit. Vince and anybody in WWE is not about all those like kicks and flips and no selling. But Bobby Roode is not like that, and he has great promos, and he just fights simple. Like, he doesn't, like, when he does hit his finisher, it feels like unique. So Bobby Roode is a great talent. So honestly, I don't think Bobby Roode is in any trouble right now. However, if they keep him as a babyface, it might be the end for him, honestly. Then we had Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon in a Hell in a Cell Falls Count Anywhere match. Why the fuck did I sound like that? Shoot, this is a great match. At first I wasn't big on the whole Falls Count Anywhere suspect, but due to the finale, it makes sense. I thought this was a great match. It wasn't as great as the first Hell in a Cell match we got tonight, honestly. But this was a pretty good one, to say the least. I had fun with this match. This was great. However, the reason why it's not as great as the Usos and New Day match is because you guys missed a bunch of opportunities. It wasn't as risky. The first Hell in a Cell match didn't have blood, but it took like risk. It did new things creative with the Hell in a Cell. This one felt like it was trying to be the Attitude Era without blood. It just didn't work right. If these guys, it started strong with Shane McMahon just jumping, beating up Kevin Owens, just these two fighting each other. But then when they went on top of the cell, they just threw a couple punches. Excuse me. They teased breaking the top of the cell, like that middle square, like in the video games, or when Cactus Jack fell when he was gonna hit a pedigree on Triple H, but it failed. It was kind of like that. They teased it, but it never break. And I think that either the cell is too hard, or they just didn't want that to happen. And that I actually will let it slide, because the cell looks dangerous as shit nowadays. Like, it's higher. It's more metal. I mean, it looks more deadlier than before. I mean, granted, the previous, I mean, back in the day, like, it was like also pretty bad, but like still, I mean, people didn't mind taking risks with that. So, I mean, shoot, there's a part in the match where they're actually climbing down the cell just so they could throw Kevin Owens through to the announce table. Which the reason why that didn't work is because it just kind of felt fucked up. But granted, it's all about Kevin Owens' health, because this is no offense to Kevin Owens, but he is a pretty big dude, a fat dude. So him taking bumps from that high would probably kill him. So I understand that part. Now let's get on to the big finale of the match. Kevin Owens is laying down in the announce table. Shane climbs the top of the cell, basically teasing what he was going to do at WrestleMania 32 with The Undertaker, but missed. This time he was going to hit him, but then he gets pulled out of the announce table, and Shane breaks in through it, and then we were wondering what the hell happened. And then Sami Zayn, of all people, showed up. It was weird, because there's this story with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens of, oh shit, this feud is set to be forever. But now I'm interested, because they could go different routes with this thing. They could do, Sami Zayn turn fully heel, like, oh, I'm tired of them looking down on me. I had to be buried by Aiden English, of all people. And, he could play that story. He could do this, well, Kevin Owens and I go way back. I can't see this pain go on him. They could do that route. Or this is my third favorite one. He could be using Kevin Owens' momentum to push himself, and then they do a double turn. How about that? Sami Zayn a heel, Kevin Owens a babyface. It looks silly, but why not try it? Why not try it? Why not take risks with it? I mean, I actually like this finale. It gives you questions, and it gives you a reason to go back or go set your DVRs and start watching SmackDown on Tuesday. So they did a fantastic job there. Other than that, let's see. They had a fashion files that I forgot to talk about. They teased Pulp Fiction, which, I mean, as long as they reveal who attacked the fashion files, I'm cool. I mean, yeah, the fashion police, whatever. I'm cool. I want to see who attacked them. I mean, there's rumors that it was Harper and Rowan, the authors of Pain, Ascension. There's a lot of rumors of who did it, but I guess we'll never find out. Also, the fact that the Usos beat the New Day, I think they should take a break with this feud. I feel like because they were beating up so badly, the New Day takes a break. I mean, Kofi's injured. I'm pretty sure Xavier's injured, or Big E. One of those guys. I mean, they look brutal. So I think they should take a break with this tag team. Usos move on to a new tag team. They could go for the Hype Bros, which I don't think is going to work. Benjamin and Gable, I'm down to see that. Or hell, how about this? Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos at Survivor Series. I'm actually down to see that. They could go so many routes. I think they should take a break with the New Day and move on to some other stuff. Anyways, that'll be it. It's me, the ALE XX Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'll do other videos down the road. I'm planning to see Blade Runner 2049. I know I promised Kingsman, but I forgot. Sorry. Anyways, it's me, ALE XX Prince. Subscribe again. And until then, I'm out. Peace.